If the jury verdict goes your way, that's justice. If I lose, justice has been defeated. Reverse the situation, and I win the case, justice prevails. It's like beauty, it's in the eyes of the beholder. Truth, justice, all the absolutes, all those things that we perceive as absolutes, actually in the eyes of the beholder. When I was growing up, I was very comfortable in my absolutes. I believed in God, I believed in my country, I believed in my parents. My parents are dead, God doesn't exist, and the country's full of crap. What's left? Truth, by its very nature, is subjective. If you're looking up from the ceiling and down on a table, it looks like a square. If you're looking at that same table from the side, it may be a pedestal. If you're looking from under it, it looks like a house. Do I mean that I'm not sitting here right now talking to you? Of course I'm sitting here right now and talking to you. Is that a truth? It's a correct statement of the facts, but is that a truth? There's a difference. The only truth in life is there is no truth. I had a trial in which my client stabbed the guy in the back 4 times. 7 times. And my defense was he kept backing into the knife. And the jury bought it. My client got involved in an altercation in his own home with a guy he met at a bar. They brought 2 girls back to his house who were drinking heavily, doing a little coke, and partying. Words got into words. The guy came at my client allegedly with a bottle. My client had a knife, grabbed him, stabbed him in the back. 7 times. Or he stabbed him and the guy fell back a couple of times. We're not sure. See, that's the one good thing about murder cases. You have one less witness to worry about. One less witness to worry about. Isn't that right? He ain't testifying.
How can the jury fail to take into consideration 7 knife wounds in the back?
Well, you know something? If you can paint the guy who's dead as a real bastard, they'll let you go with it. The main thing you've got to convince that jury is the guy who's dead deserved to die.
Do people really think like that on a jury?
You think like that. We all think like that. You know, if you stop intellectualizing and stop looking at the facts, you'll see the same way I do. This life is a sweeter, nicer place because that person no longer exists. Growing up in the Bronx was an introduction to people. I've met every ethnic group in the Bronx. I found I can relate to people. I lived on a block where most of the kids were Jewish or Italian. Across the street, the kids were black and Puerto Rican. I have 2 brothers, a younger and an older brother. Grew up on the streets a lot of fighting. That was part of our nature. There was nothing that you ever accomplished in life that you didn't fight for. My father was a house painter, never could vote because he just couldn't pass the literacy test. He could speak 6 languages but couldn't read and write English. Yiddish, Romanian. I still get teary-eyed when I hear the old Yiddish songs. My mother preparing for Friday night dinners, singeing the feathers off the chicken and singing songs to herself. It's a good feeling. I believed in those days. I believed in God. I believed God watched over us, and I felt secure in the knowledge of God. And I started practicing law in the back of a travel agency. It was like a desk in a corner. Frontier law, We would keep a bottle of scotch on the table, because if a guy came in with a case, he'd get a shot. It was silly, but a lot of people came in and they tell you their troubles, they have a shot, so you gave a free shot. And when you got a little bigger, you wanted to hustle the case, you didn't wait for the case to come to you, you went to the case. And where do criminals hang out? Pool rooms, bars, clubs, and eventually you moved up the level of clubs until you got the clientele that you really wanted. Billy No Brains was a wannabe wise guy. Big hulking kid, 6'1", 270, massive. Big toothy smile, dumb as shit. Billy's friend was robbed by a hooker. Billy was going to make it right. The girl gets in the car. She saw the car was moving. She jumped out. Billy just rolled up onto the next girl. The other girl got in and he took off. They found the body beaten to death with a baseball bat. Billy confessed to his friend, "Hey, you see that bitch in that paper? I did it." The friend eventually told the police. Murder. She gave evidence to the police. He was uncircumcised.
This was the girl who had first jumped in the car?
Correct, and then got out. Started cross-examining the girl. How old are you? 27? How long have you been on the streets? Since I'm 13. And how many tricks do you turn a night? Ooh, 7 to 10. 7 nights a week. I did some quick calculations. That's like 60,000 penises you've seen. That's enough to fill Yankee Stadium. Can you tell the difference between a circumcised and uncircumcised penis? Can you tell the difference when it's erect? Yes, I can. And it's your testimony that the penis of the man that you say is my client was uncircumcised. Yes. The medical examiner comes in. I said, "Doctor, is he circumcised or uncircumcised?" He's definitely circumcised. Is it a circumcision of long standing? The jury started to laugh. The judge started to laugh. We had to take a break because of the laughter. It worked. The jury was out maybe 10 minutes. Acquitted him completely. Billy thanked me, left the courtroom. In Florida, he killed somebody by stabbing him 24 times. And he was sentenced to death. That sentence was commuted to 10 years. 10 years later, Billy came out, back on the streets of the Bronx. This time he killed his girlfriend, and he did the right thing. He killed himself. And that bothered me, that case. Had I lost that case, had I not made a joke of it, maybe 3 people would be alive.
You believe that he committed that first murder?
Yes. What's the problem there? The prosecution has the entire force of the police department at their beck and call. All the defense has is the defense lawyer, who is Liberty's last champion. If they screwed up, shame on them. I'm not there to correct the state screw-up. I'm not there to help them. They have hundreds of cops. They have investigators. I got me. And that's all I got. I took what they gave us and parlayed it. That's all. I had no difficulty with that. I don't see what difficulty anybody else is having with that. They made a mistake in their records. I took that and blew it up so he walks out of that jail. You give me a pinhole, and I will work that pinhole to move a truck right through it. That's all I want in the case, a pinhole. Is that right? I'm not dealing right. A person doesn't retain me to do justice. He retains me to win a case. And I said, hey, Billy, are you uncircumcised? He said, no. Well, that was my pinhole.
Did she know that she had said the wrong thing?
No. I'm sure she got to know it afterwards. When the word is in your mouth, you're the master. When it's out of your mouth, you're the slave. You're stuck with what you said. And once she said it, I knew I was home free. You win cases, you build a better mousetrap, people will come to your door wherever you are.